So this weekend we dove into Delve and we realized it's actually very profitable. So I wanted to bring a video to like the newer players, right? The people that haven't really experienced much Delve. I wanted to bring a video that I showcased that you don't need to do all of these crazy things in order to make currency on PoE. It's actually not that hard. Yes, there are ultimate like ways and there's like more proficient ways and yada yada yada, but for like the average player, this is good enough. You guys, y'all, everybody's just overthinking this game way too much. So first things first, if it's Delve, let's say you've never done it before, you head to your hideout, click on the waypoint. Once you unlock the Delve, you have this little button. It's called the mine encampment. You want to go to the mine encampment. All right, now once you get here, the first thing you want to do is you want to click on this little generator right here. This pulls up a screen. This is Azurite. Whenever you're doing Delve, you will see little pictures that show you Azurite. Here's a little clip. Hey, we hit 30 likes on YouTube. Let's go, chat. Thank you guys. We did it. It took 4.5 hours, but we did it. So now that you see kind of like how you collect Azurite, which you find Azurite by these little pictures right here, okay? And it literally says Azurite cavity. So you just click to go to those Azurite cavities and you'll find more Azurite. That is used to upgrade your little buggy, okay? Now, the biggest thing that I've noticed that is the best upgrade so far is your capacity, okay? Because whenever you go to maps, you have Nico who's in your maps and he will give you a certain amount of the gold, the sulfite, or whatever you want to call it, okay? The higher that is and the faster, the more you can fill up that bar, which you can see here, mine's at 22,000. The longer you can delve, like the longer delve session you can have, which means technically more divine per hour, or well, not more divine per hour, but the longer that you can delve, the deeper you can go, the faster you can kind of keep things rolling, the more proficient that you become, okay? Now, the darkness resistance, this one in my opinion isn't nearly as important, okay? Because the thing is that you're going to be following your little buggy. Your buggy has the light radius, and you shouldn't be steering off too much, especially if you're a new player. That's what we're aiming towards, is like the newer player. You don't want to run away as much. Now with like the experienced players, they're gonna be like, well, you could go and explore and you can get your, get your flares and get your dynamite. This is newer players, okay? I get it, I understand it, just hear me out. We're just talking to the newer people. All right, then you have your light radius. I like to keep this a little bit high because whenever you're around your buggy, you want to make sure that you have enough light. That way you don't get swarmed by a bunch of, monsters and you start getting, beat up by the darkness, because the darkness can, like slowly take you down. So that's very important too. So first one is capacity. Bump it up as much as you can. Second one is light radius. Now, after that, let's say you want to explore another zone or another area that your little buggy ain't going towards, you can do that with the flares. All right, now, my opinion, you want to try to maximize how many flares you can carry at one time. Then you want to go on duration, and then you want to go on radius. My opinion. But I'm gonna put my Azurite into the capacity before I start heading into flares, because this is doable without flares. The dynamite, you get to certain areas where you can break down some walls. This one, in my opinion, is the least important. All right, so just kind of put like a little bit here and there, just to kind of keep it not so noob level. So like a lot of people are like, man, you got to be super far depth in order to make a lot of divines. Completely wrong. All right, this was like my day one delving, okay, and I caught up to this boss. Check out what we got at the end of this. This was like one of our first ever bosses in Delve. I didn't even know that there was bosses in Delve at this time, which we'll go over here in just a second. But look what we got. Beat him up, skater. You come to me, Dad. Why do pirates always carry soap? Because they want your booty. Because they want the booty? I don't know. It probably has something to do with booty. I'm willing to bet it has something to do with booty. Jeez, what is that? That's 5 divines? What? What? All right, we got to get rid of some stuff. Sell me. Exact price. Divine orb. 4.5. Let's go. So, as you can see, 4.5 divine. Technically 5. I could have sold it for 5. Day 1. First day delving. Rip off a 5 divine item. Come on, that's not even counting everything else that I got in my session. So we ended at like 9 divine, and we streamed for probably about 3.5, 4 hours, you know. But that's also counting. We had to go and do maps, fill up the sulfite while I was, you know, getting my sulfite capacity leveled up. So that way, you know, it took more time. Right, it took more time. And you say, hey, how do you upgrade and you know, get sulfite faster? Let me show you. So whenever you're doing a map and you have some extra scarabs, there's these scarabs right here. They're called the gilded sulfite scarab. What this does is it guarantees Nico in your map, and like this one, map owner gains 60% more sulfite. So the higher level map, the more sulfite you get. Then you pop on a scarab that gives you 60% more. That means that for all the clicks that you click with Nico, which I believe there's 3 per map, you gain 60% more sulfite, which means you gain, you know, that's less maps that you have to run in order to completely get your sulfite all the way leveled up. And the thing is that there's so many fun things that you can do in Delve that I didn't realize that makes it so getting currency doesn't even feel like you're really like pushing and trying to actually do it. So like, as you can see here, this was one of the delve mechanics that you can go and you find, like, what is it called? It's like a castle, right? They have it outlined on the map, and it's considered like a castle area or something like that, right? It's kind of like that. So whenever you get here, you can, it's like a cool little like area that like you literally have to light the way. And it's super important that you remember that you have to light the way. So if you see those little things, those little circles on the ground, you need to stand on them. That lights the way, and it leads you to like these little treasure areas. These treasure areas give you a ton of loot, makes it so you can really pump up the loot per hour or whatever you want to call it, or the chances of more loot. Then once you collect it all, you just hop on out like it never even happened. All in all, I have to say that delving is probably now one of my, you know, more favorite things to do. Now, granted, I do have a character that is pretty much like made for delve in the Bone Shatter build, but really you can take any character and you can probably go to the depths of like 300. And I heard that 300 depth is like where you really want to like kind of be and coast at, and you really start getting a lot more currency, because the further you go down, the more currency that you get, because the harder everything becomes. So that's really important to remember that, right? So our goal is to get to 300 depth. This weekend when we stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we are going to go and hit 300 depth. I'm going to keep going until we hit it. That is my goal. And we're probably going to push further than that and see how far delving really can get. But as you can see, we're at depth 136 right here, and we were still cranking in the currency. So people think that you have to be far and you have to like min-max and do all this stuff. You don't have to in order to enjoy Path of Exile. Look at that right there. Look at that. 136 depth. You're still getting currency. You're still doing all the things, and you're having fun doing it. That's what this game is all about. So guys, appreciate everybody, and make sure you hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. Check out some other videos, and then I will be back on tomorrow, Friday, with our next video, and tomorrow night will finally be a live stream for the weekend. So guys, make sure y'all hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys all tomorrow. Let's go get it.